bought a lottery ticket for the first time in his life, and he actually won. But when he went to claim the prize, the store owner didn't even bother to look. He took one glance at the man, assumed he had changed the numbers, and shut him down without giving him a chance to explain. He barked at him to get out. It was obvious discrimination. And the next second, someone snapped,
"Check the ticket, stupid! Look at the ticket!"
Right at that moment, a sharp-looking man in a suit stepped forward. He said as long as no one got hurt, he was willing to pay for the ticket himself.
Okay, I buy the ticket from you for $200. I take it to a store where the guy behind the counter doesn't have a death wish. I just made myself a quick $38.
His plan solved the problem and saved everyone's dignity. The black man had no reason to refuse, so he pulled Jack aside. Jack thought he was asking for more money, but instead, the stranger asked him if there was something missing in his life. Jack laughed. He proudly said he lacked nothing. He was one of Wall Street's hottest investment stars. He lived in a massive luxury apartment. He drove $1 million car. Any investment problem that came his way, he handled with ease. Women threw themselves at him every day. In his eyes, he had everything. But after hearing that, the black man didn't envy him. He burst out laughing.
I'm gonna really enjoy this. You just remember that you did this, Jack, okay? You brought this on yourself.
Jack stared at this mysterious man, completely confused. Maybe the guy wasn't right in the head. He didn't think much of it and went home. But the next morning, when he opened his eyes, he woke up in a place he had never seen before. Next to him lay his ex-girlfriend from 13 years ago. And right after that, 2 kids burst through the door, shouting "Dad!" 4 people and a dog squeezed into one bed. Jack jumped up immediately. Maybe he was hallucinating. He rushed outside and saw his luxury car had turned into an old, beat-up minivan, and he was miles away from Wall Street. Jack drove all the way back, finally arriving at his apartment building around noon. But the security guard stopped him at the entrance and said he had never seen Jack before. A neighbor happened to walk by, but he didn't recognize Jack either, which made no sense, because Jack had chatted with him the day before. He even gave the guard a bonus, yet now they all claimed not to know him. They refused to let him inside, even for a Christmas joke. This was too much.
I'm the richest man in this building! I got twice the square footage you have! And I'm going upstairs! Take a walk, pal!
Jack was convinced they were all messing with him. He swore he would report them to his company and fire everyone who disrespected him today. But when he finally reached the office, no one there recognized him either, and his position as general manager had been taken by one of his subordinates. Now Jack completely panicked. The whole world had turned upside down. He ran out of the building in shock and was almost hit by a sports car. But when he looked again, it was his own car, and the black man inside was the same guy from yesterday. Jack yelled at him, demanding to return to reality. But the man said this wasn't a dream. Jack had crossed into a parallel world, and here, he would find what he was truly missing. Suddenly, everything made sense. Yes, Jack had achieved success on Wall Street. He had finally become a top-tier millionaire, but it all came at the cost of abandoning his first love 13 years ago. Back then, Jack got a great internship for the sake of his future. He insisted on leaving, even when Kate begged him to stay.
Plan doesn't make us great, Jack. What we have together, that's what makes us great.
But Jack thought it was only a one-year internship. They would still be together when he came back. He believed Kate was worrying for nothing. But that 1 year became 13. Aside from exchanging Christmas cards, they barely spoke again. Jack didn't even like mentioning her to anyone. After handing Jack a small bell, the mysterious man disappeared again. Jack had no choice. He followed a map back to the small town. While asking for directions, he ran into his best friend in this world. Seeing Jack panic, his friend thought he was having a midlife crisis. He warned Jack not to ruin the best thing in his life because of a moment of confusion. He pushed Jack all the way home. Kate rushed over and hugged him tightly. She almost called the police, afraid something terrible had happened to him. That night, Jack went to a Christmas party with everyone. He'd spent countless Christmases alone, but standing next to his old flame again, something in his heart quietly softened. Still, the feeling didn't last long because inside this world, Jack no longer had his 4,000 square foot luxury apartment. The cramped closet was filled with bargain bin clothes, and even this tiny house wasn't fully his. There were still 144 mortgage payments left. Later that night, he even had to bundle up and walk the dog in a snowstorm. And the next morning, the real nightmare began. He had to change his baby son's diaper. The smell almost knocked him out. Jack had no idea what he was doing, and had to follow his daughter's step-by-step instructions just to get through it. The little girl seemed to sense that something was different about him.
You're not really my dad, are you?
No, I'm not. I work on Wall Street.
Jack admitted he wasn't the real dad. Maybe the real one would be back someday. Hearing that, the girl grew nervous. She stepped closer and touched Jack's nose, whispering that aliens really scared her. Then she looked like she was about to cry.
Do you like kids?
On a case-by-case basis.
Promise you won't kidnap me and my brother and plant stuff in our brains?
Sure.
I'll come to Earth.
She was sharp and incredibly mature. She helped Jack drop the baby off at daycare, then had him walk her to school, reminding him what time he needed to pick her up. She even told him where he worked. In this world, Jack was the manager of a tire shop. He had his own office, but the mountain of overdue bills nearly gave him a heart attack. He couldn't figure out what exactly the other Jack had been doing with his life. Part of him still believed that maybe one day he'd wake up and everything would be back to normal. But 2.5 months went by. Nothing changed. One day, while the family was out shopping, Jack couldn't help himself. He walked into the upscale suit store he used to frequent and slipped on one of those sharp, dark suits. The familiar feeling rushed through him. Kate walked over and couldn't help admiring how handsome he looked. But when she saw the $2,400 price tag, she froze. It was way beyond what they could afford. Kate turned to leave, but Jack refused to walk out.
No. Do you have any idea what my life is like?
Excuse me?
Jack finally let it all out. Every day he had to walk the dog, pack up the kids, drive them to school, go back to the tire shop, and spend 8 hours changing tires. And every morning he woke up to repeat the same routine. He was done with it.
I could have been one of the richest Forbes, how could you do this to me?
Who are you?
Jack hated the life he was living. To Kate, this wasn't the husband she knew. Her Jack would never need a pricey suit to feel good about himself. They argued fiercely. On the way home, Kate couldn't hide her disappointment. Tears streamed down her face, and only then did Jack learn why they lived in the suburbs. Kate had gotten pregnant unexpectedly, and right after that, her father suffered a major heart attack. But in this world, Jack didn't run away. He chose to stay, to carry the weight with her. When the tire shop faced its hardest years, he held everything together. That version of Jack, steady, responsible, mature, was the man Kate trusted with her entire life. The life Jack now called boring and ordinary was once their shared dream. Still, he felt empty. He went to a bowling alley to blow off steam and noticed a woman staring at him. She had flirted with him at the Christmas party 2.5 months ago. Jack sensed something was up. Sure enough, after a few minutes of small talk, she invited him out for the weekend. Jack rushed to ask his buddy for her address, but his friend was deeply disappointed.
There isn't a guy in Union County who wouldn't give his left nut to be with Kate, all right? She's amazing and you're gonna fuck it up.
Jack didn't understand why his friend was so angry. When he got home, he accidentally found an old videotape labeled Jack singing. Curious, he played it. It was the video of him proposing to Kate. It had been her birthday. Jack had invited the entire town to witness it. He sang a heartfelt love song, proudly showing the world their happiness. Listening to the laughter and cheers in the background, Jack couldn't stop the tears from falling. This was everything he had. He just never appreciated it. When Kate came home, she didn't scold him for anything that happened earlier. Instead, she comforted him, telling him she shouldn't have snapped at him. Her tenderness filled Jack with even deeper guilt. He couldn't sleep that night. A storm of emotions kept swirling in his head, but for the first time, he truly wanted to stay in this world. The next morning, Jack got up early to warm milk for the baby. He didn't notice Kate waking up with a mischievous smile. When he returned to the bedroom, she was already sitting up with a giant gift box in her hands. It was their anniversary. Inside the box was a suit, a replica of the one Jack loved so much. Even though it wasn't the real thing, he couldn't hide his excitement. Then Kate asked for her gift. Jack froze. He hadn't prepared anything. Kate looked genuinely disappointed. Luckily, their daughter once again saved the day. Jack took the whole family out to a fancy downtown restaurant, a place Kate had always wanted to go but never dared, because it was too expensive. Jack confidently ordered the best dishes on the menu. Even the waiter complimented his taste. They danced to the gentle piano music, letting all the exhaustion and frustration melt away. And in that romantic glow, Jack finally asked the question he'd buried for 13 years. Can you imagine a life where everything was just easy?
I think about it too.
Kate admitted she had wondered what her life might look like if she had never married him. But that kind of life would destroy what mattered most: Jack, their kids, and all the beautiful moments they shared. She smiled. Even though she sensed Jack had been different these days, she still loved him deeply. After that night, Jack grew more and more accustomed to this world. He warmed milk for the baby every morning, made chocolate milk for his daughter, and no longer cared about fancy suits. Instead, he threw himself into family time. He was full of energy each day. Work became easier, and he joked around with Kate every evening. The small, ordinary details of life were overflowing with happiness. And now, he finally understood why the Jack of this world had fought so hard for his family. Life was messy and chaotic, sure, but every day was filled with joy. And right at that moment, an opportunity quietly appeared. One day, a familiar car pulled up outside the tire shop. It was Jack's old boss, the finance CEO from his original world. Jack rushed over immediately and introduced himself. After years of working together, he knew his boss's style inside and out. And over the past weeks, Jack had been following the company's news closely, keeping up with every shift and development. He pointed out the company's current issues with pinpoint accuracy and laid out where the market was heading next. His confidence and insight instantly caught the boss's attention. Moments later, Jack was invited in for an interview. Inside the conference room, he shined even brighter. His sharp financial analysis left the entire team stunned. The interview was a total success. He was hired on the spot. The boss even set him up with a luxury apartment. Jack excitedly brought Kate to see it, telling her their days of struggling were finally over. But instead of the joy Jack expected, Kate looked uneasy. She worried that suddenly coming into so much wealth might bring problems they weren't prepared for. As long as Jack stayed by her side, that was all she needed. Jack was confused. Wasn't this the kind of life everyone dreamed of? Why would Kate turn away from it? For the first time, the two of them had a serious fight over a job. Back home, Jack didn't know what choice to make. Then he noticed an envelope tucked behind a window display. Inside was a plane ticket. A ticket for Jack's return flight from London. It turns out the Jack of this world had also been offered that same opportunity. And that very night, he walked away from it. He gave up his career to choose real happiness instead. Kate slowly walked over to Jack. She told him she had never forgotten the way he looked at her the night he chose to stay all those years ago. And now, she was willing to make a sacrifice for him too. If Jack truly needed that job, she would take the kids and follow him anywhere.
I love you. And that's more important to me than our address. I choose us.
In the end, she left the choice entirely in Jack's hands. The next morning, when Kate woke up, she saw Jack outside in the snow, laughing and playing with their daughter. And in that moment, she understood the decision he had made. But that same day, as Jack stepped out to buy groceries, he ran into the black man again. He told Jack it was time. He could return to his original world now. But Jack snapped. He didn't want to go back. He loved this family. He wanted this life. That's when the man revealed a shocking truth, one powerful enough to change Jack's life forever. Want to know what happens next? Follow me. I'll be updating the rest of the story soon.